I'm Ashley Apparocho, and you're watching Coffee with Catechists. Today, joining me in the studio is Doreen. Welcome, Doreen. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you very much, and I'm quite happy to be here.
Would you be able to just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. My name is Doreen Nabiyah-Bi, and I'm from Our Lady of the Assumption Church at Hague. And for those who don't know where Hague is, it's on the west coast of Demerara. It's about 11 miles from Georgetown and 8 miles from Vredenhoek. I am the coordinator and also the catechist for confirmation class.
Oh, very nice. So how long have you been coordinator, but also just in general a catechist?
I was just placed as a coordinator. To be the catechist, there was a catechist who had left, and for about 4 weeks the priest was announcing it every week that someone come forward to assist. And I heard it, but I was already involved in so many things. So I was thinking hard, what should I do? Let me wait and see if anyone would come forward. But after about 4 or 5 weeks, nobody came. So when Father announced it again, I said, I will. I raised my hand and said, I will. That's about 8 years. And so here I am.
Wow. So did you have to give up any of the other ministries that you were involved in?
No. I was already a lay minister. I still am. I'm in the choir. I do so many other things. And I guess it is out of necessity I'm doing it. But the Holy Spirit is there, so I have been quite busy.
Oh, wow. So you're in the choir. That's very nice. Do you ever
Yes.
incorporate a musical aspect to your catechism class?
Not really. The only thing that we do is that we would practice some hymns before the class starts.
In your 8 years of being a catechist, do you feel that you've had adequate training so far?
Yes. When I started to teach, as I said, I was a lay minister. I would have known so much. But recently, I've completed the online Dayton University course,
Oh,
Catechists
congratulations.
1. And on that course, then I realized there was so much more to learn and that I have learned. And it's a wonderful program. And at this point, I would like to encourage other catechists to take the challenge on, especially the young people.
What specifically have you learned so far from that course?
Well, we have done, it is a six part, the doctrine of the Catholic Church, the images. We have introduction to prayer, introduction to catechesis. It's a lot. And I'll tell you what, the reading is so much. If you are to actually go now to teach something, I'm sure I have to be very honest that I have to go back there to do some reading and then to teach the class, to share to the class. But the most challenging part was the introduction to catechesis. Because in that part, we were taught how to deliver lessons, and that was quite important. For me, I use the group work. When you use that style, for me, as I said, you have more out of the children. They discuss, you get them to speak more. If you do chalk and board all the time, you're there all the time, and you don't get the full response that you expect. There are some setbacks, however, that you might prepare a lesson for this week, and then you find that you don't have half the class. If you teach that half, the next week you might not have the same half again, and so it goes on. That can delay the timings of the confirmation. I do have 10 students, and that happens.
So you mentioned that that's one of the setbacks that you
Yes.
have encountered as being a catechist.
Yes.
What are other obstacles or struggles that you've faced?
The struggles that young people, I like to encourage the young people to come forward to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a setback because sometimes they are not that willing. However, I have two who have been there for a little while, but I think they need to do some training as well. And I think as a catechist, you should be trained and retrained. Yes, you tend to forget.
Yes, it's true.
Yes.
Do you have anything at Hague currently that allows catechists to be retrained?
No. Any kind of training, they have to come to Georgetown. They have
Okay.
to get involved as what we used to call RED, Religious Education. Now it's the Office of Evangelization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Have you found that your catechists have been able to attend those classes or those sessions?
not really. No, if I can remember a while one of them attended. I think the commuting is the problem, and we need to decentralize.
Do you think that maybe so you said that you participated in that Dayton
Yes.
online course.
Yeah.
Is that available for anyone to take it? Or?
I think that you can indicate your willingness. The Father Eddie would be the best person to explain that. But I think they have other programs for the youths, the youth ministry and so on.
Oh, okay. Because it sounds like that course has really deepened your faith life and has helped
it's
you
an
grow as a
adult
Catholic.
formation program, and because on this most of the persons I encountered are adults.
Would you be able to share a little bit about what it was in that course that helped you gain a better understanding of your Catholic identity?
I think that one of the things that really impressed me is the explanation of the Eucharist. And I was able to share that lesson with my confirmation class because they didn't understand that the Eucharist is not that little white host alone. And I was able to tell them that it doesn't matter who is doing the Mass or service, you are not receiving that person but the body and blood of Christ. You know, because some people have the notion that once there isn't the priest, I can't receive communion. You know, so I was able to articulate with them the true meaning of the Eucharist and how sacred it is and meaningful to your life.
Yeah, I find that that's great to be able to share with them what you've learned, but also just at a deeper level.
Yeah. I remember that so that I can prove that I'm learning something. When I did one lesson, I tried to give them a little part of it the following Sunday and to see how much I have learned. So it was quite a great experience, and it's a sacrifice.
How much time would you say that you put in every week to preparing for a catechism?
We do to prepare for it. I can't give you an exact timing, but I would do it from as long as I have a spare moment. I get to do the preparation. Maybe I'll say about an hour. An hour, and I teach them for a little over an hour.
I'm just wondering, do you have any suggestions or ideas in ways that the diocese could help support catechists more in this diocese?
For us at Hague, I think instead of us using the chalk and the board, we can go electronic. And because I feel that would keep them a little more focused.
So what would be necessary?
We need a computer, a
Okay.
laptop. We need flash drives. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not a good electronic person, but I know a bit.
Mhm.
Yes.
I think that would actually also encourage young people to start being more active and involved in the church, seeing that they would be able to contribute in a technological aspect in the
Yes.
diocese or like in their parish. Mhm.
Yes, well, because the people who have the technology can do the thing.
Mhm. Mhm. And at the same time, they'd still be learning more about their faith
Yeah,
and
yeah.
learning more in
Yes,
that
I think
aspect.
that is something that the diocese should give to us.
Mm. Mhm. You mentioned that you teach confirmation kids
Yes.
classes, and that you're also trying to bring up young leaders to start teaching catechism as well.
Yeah.
Have you had any young people that have stepped up in terms of teaching?
From the confirmation class?
Yeah, or maybe a couple years back, like from post confirmation.
Well, two of the girls who are teaching, they are from the 2009 confirmation class.
Oh, okay, they're still young.
Yes.
Mhm.
One has gotten married recently, but she's still on.
Mhm.
What I've tried to do from the we had confirmation in November last year, and all of this, in fact, quite a few of the students, they wanted to teach, they wanted to be catechists. Somehow, they have all, I'm not seeing them at church. So no one has really come forward. I have 10 now in the class, and about 3 of them quite interested that when they've completed their confirmation, they are going to teach. I'm trying my best to keep them focused.
Mhm.
They're involved as readers, they sing sometimes, and so on.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping that from this group, I will have, or the church rather, will have at least 3 more catechists. I don't know.
Mhm. That's great that they're already getting involved in ministries
Yes.
while they're in confirmation. Mhm.
I impress upon them as readers mainly, and they read.
Mhm.
They participate. We would have our Palm Sunday celebration or Good Friday, and they will be doing some training to be a part of the Passion.
Oh, is that
Every year we do
big
that.
thing at Hague? Or deeper?
On Palm Sunday, every other year,
Mm-hmm.
we have the Palm Sunday celebration at Hague. Alternated, one year at Malgratu and the other year at Hague. This year it's going to be at Hague. So we'll have our readers and participating in the Passion from the confirmation class, and the confirmation and the teachers, the catechists.
Mm. Is that a mini pilgrimage then that you take?
Yes,
Outside,
we do a little, that's like about half-mile walk from the other village,
Mm-hmm.
process from there to the church, and then the Mass begins.
Mm. I think that that's a very great way to get young people involved and to get them involved in the Mass,
Yes.
and especially in the Easter celebration.
I think they can have they too hands-on experience and of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. So I guess just to wrap things up, what has been one thing that you have learned so far as a catechist that has enriched your faith life?
I have learned as a catechist that I must catechize. I must try to impress upon others to change their behavior, because we are there. I remember Pope John Paul says that you evangelize, you re-evangelize.
Mhm.
And so that is one thing I look forward, or I'm doing, to bring back others to the church. So you re-evangelize and look for those who do not believe to come forward.
Mhm. Yeah, I find that the biggest thing nowadays is that people only understand, like half understand what Christianity means, and so it is to reintroduce them into the gospel.
Yes. As catechists, we are called to spread the good news of the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
And by the way we live, by the way we behave, we must be able to impress upon others to let them change their lives too. We can't ask others to do what we are not doing.
Mhm.
And we must be there so that others would want to emulate us.
Mhm.
And that is my greatest thing.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for the work that you do and for sharing the love of Christ that you have with others as being a catechist.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being here.